The world is full of strange, surprising, and fascinating facts that often sound unbelievable at first, but are completely real. From planets where a single day lasts longer than a year, to animals with unusual biology and even food that never spoils, nature and science are far weirder than fiction. Here are 10 fun facts that will change the way you see the world in just a few minutes. 1. Bananas are technically berries, but strawberries are. This sounds wrong at first, but botanically it's true. In plant science, a berry is a fruit that develops from a single flower with one ovary and usually contains multiple seeds inside the flesh. Bananas fit this definition perfectly. They grow from a single flower, have soft flesh, and contain tiny seeds inside. Strawberries, on the other hand, come from a flower with multiple ovaries, which makes them aggregate fruits. The little yellow seeds on the outside are actually separate fruits themselves. So in a weird twist of botany, strawberries are not berries, but bananas are. What? 2. A day on Venus is longer than its year. Venus rotates so slowly on its axis that it takes about 243 Earth days to complete one rotation. However, it only takes about 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. This means a full day-night cycle on Venus is longer than its entire year. Even more strange, Venus rotates backward compared to most planets, meaning the Sun would rise in the west and set in the east if you could stand there, which you can't because it's extremely hot and pressurized. It's one of the most unusual time systems in the solar system. 3. Honey never spoils. Archaeologists have found pots of honey in ancient Egyptian tombs that are over 3,000 years old and still perfectly edible. Honey lasts forever because it has very low moisture and high acidity, which makes it impossible for bacteria and microorganisms to survive. Bees also add an enzyme that produces hydrogen peroxide, giving honey natural antibacterial properties. If stored properly and kept sealed, honey doesn't rot or expire. It may crystallize over time, but that's just a physical change, not spoilage. You can gently warm it and return it to liquid form. 4. Octopuses have 3 hearts and blue blood. Octopuses are some of the strangest animals in the ocean. They have 3 hearts, 2 pump blood to the gills and 1 pumps blood to the rest of the body. Even more unusual, their blood is blue because it contains a copper-based molecule called hemocyanin instead of iron-based hemoglobin like humans. Copper works better in cold, low-oxygen environments, which suits deep-sea life. When an octopus swims, the main heart actually stops beating, which is why they prefer crawling instead of swimming. It's less exhausting for them. 5. There's a planet where it rains diamonds. On Saturn and Jupiter, extreme atmospheric conditions can literally create diamond rain. Here, how it works? Storms produce methane, which breaks down under massive pressure and lightning into carbon. That carbon hardens into graphite and then compresses into diamonds as it falls deeper into the planet. These diamonds likely fall like hailstones for thousands of kilometers before eventually melting due to extreme heat. So somewhere deep inside these gas giants, there may be oceans of liquid carbon and falling diamonds constantly forming and disappearing. What? 6. Humans share about 60% of their DNA with bananas. This doesn't mean we are half banana. It means that many basic biological processes are shared across all life forms. Genes responsible for things like cell structure, energy use, and DNA repair are ancient and exist in both humans and plants. Life evolved from a common ancestor billions of years ago, so even very different organisms still use similar genetic building blocks. So while bananas won't start acting human anytime soon, we do share a surprising amount of biological code with them. 7. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Wombats native to Australia are the only animals known to produce cube-shaped feces. This unusual shape helps the poop stay in place without rolling away, which is useful for territorial marking. Wombats stack their droppings on rocks or logs to communicate with others. Scientists discovered that the shape comes from how the intestines stretch and contract unevenly, forming sharp edges during digestion. It's one of nature's strangest examples of biological engineering solving a practical problem. 8. A teaspoon of neutron star would weigh billions of tons. Neutron stars are the collapsed cores of massive stars after a supernova explosion. They are so dense that a single sugar cube-sized amount of material would weigh about 1 billion tons on Earth. This happens because gravity compresses matter so extremely that electrons and protons merge into neutrons. The result is an object so dense that it bends space and time around it. If you could somehow stand on a neutron star, you would be crushed instantly by gravity far beyond anything survivable. 9. There is a river in the ocean that flows like a hype. Deep in the ocean, there are underwater currents called deep ocean jets or underwater rivers. One famous example is the Caribbean underwater waterfall, where dense water flows down steep underwater cliffs. These currents move different layers of water at different speeds and temperatures, effectively creating invisible highways in the ocean. They transport nutrients, heat, and marine life across thousands of kilometers and help regulate Earth's climate. Even though the ocean looks uniform on the surface, it's actually full of complex moving systems beneath. 10. Humans glow, but you can't see it. Your body emits a very weak light called bioluminescence, but it is about 1,000 times weaker than what the human eye can detect. This glow happens because of chemical reactions in your cells, especially those involving metabolism and free radicals. The intensity changes throughout the day, peaking in the afternoon and decreasing at night. Scientists only discovered this using extremely sensitive imaging equipment. So in a literal sense, every human is quietly glowing all the time, we just don't have the eyes to see it. That's the end of today's journey through 10 amazing fun facts about our world and beyond. From strange planets and unbelievable animals to hidden science in everyday life, it's clear that reality is far more interesting than anything we could imagine. Sometimes the most shocking discoveries aren't in movies or games, but in nature, space, and even in ourselves. The more we learn, the more we realize how much there is still left to explore. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more fun and mind-blowing facts like these. It really helps support the channel and keeps this journey going. But most importantly, stay curious. Keep asking questions, keep learning, and never stop exploring the world around you, because the next amazing fact might be something you discover yourself. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.